women worldwide have experienced physical and/or sexual violence in their lifetime. 30% of females globally have reported that their first sexual experience was forced. Domestic violence is a global problem that affects 35% of women worldwide. Every year, more than 3.6 million referrals are made to child protection agencies involving more than 6.6 million children.
So women, do you know your rights? If you were one of the victims of violence, would you rise and fight for justice? If yes, dare to know.
We all knew that children and women suffer every day worldwide. That is why former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo signed the RA 9262 on March 8, 2004.
What is Republic Act 9262? Republic Act 9262, or the Anti-Violence Against Women and Their Children Act of 2004, is any act or series of acts committed against the victim in which results in or is likely to result in physical, sexual, psychological harm, or suffering and economic abuse, including threats such as battery, assault, coercion, harassment, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty. The children here means the abused women's children, boys or girls alike below 18 years old, whether legitimate or illegitimate, or other children who live with the woman or under her care. What acts are punishable under the law? First is the physical violence. Catered under this facet are all actions that include bodily or physical harm. Second is the sexual violence. So what constitutes a sexual violence? This refers to any act which is sexual in nature committed against a woman or her child, such as rape, sexual harassment, acts of lasciviousness, sex object, sexual suggestive remarks, physically attacking sexual parts, forcing to watch obscene publication, or incident shows or to do incident acts, or forcing to engage in prostitution. Third is emotional or psychological violence. So what constitutes psychological emotional violence? This refers to any act or omission causing mental or emotional suffering of the victim, such as intimidation, harassment, stalking, damage to property, public humiliation, and repeated verbal abuse. Lastly, financial economic abuse. So what constitutes financial economic abuse? This refers to acts that make or attempt to make a woman financially dependent, such as withdrawal of financial support, prevent the victim from engaging in any legitimate profession, occupation, business, or activity, deprivation of financial resources, deprivation of the right to use and enjoyment of the conjugal, community, or property owned in common, destroying household property, controlling victims' own money or property, and controlling conjugal money or properties. Who are liable on violence against women and their children? Yes, it is their husband, ex-husband, boyfriend or ex-boyfriend, father of the woman's child, lesbian girlfriends or partners or ex-partners, or any person to whom the woman has had a sexual or dating relationship. Could the case be filed by anybody other than the victim or her child? Yes, it can be prosecuted upon the filing of complaint by any citizen having personal knowledge of the circumstances involving the commission of crime.
What is a protection order for? A protection order is issued to prevent further acts of violence against a woman or her child and granting other reliefs. What are the protection orders referred to under this act? BPO, or the Barangay Protection Order, issued by the barangay. TPO, or the Temporary Protection Order, issued by the Family Court or RTC, MTC, MCTC, which has territorial jurisdiction over the place of residence of the petitioner. PPO, or the Permanent Protection Order, issued by the Family Court or RTC, MTC, MCTC, which has territorial jurisdiction over the place of residence of the petitioner. What is the effectivity of protection order? The BPO is effective for 15 days from issuance. TPO is effective for 30 days from issuance unless the court continuously extend or renew for a period of 30 days at each particular time until final judgment is issued. PPO shall be effective until revoked by the court upon application of the person in whose favor the order was issued. What may be done in case the protection order is violated? A complaint for violation of BPO may be filed with the MPC or MCTC, which has jurisdiction over the barangay that issued the order. Violator shall be punished with 30 days imprisonment without prejudice to the filing of criminal and/or civil case against him. Penalties under Republic Act 9262. For slight physical injuries, this shall be punishable by arresto mayor or imprisonment from 1 month to 6 months. For less physical injuries, this shall be punishable by prison correctional or suspension from public office and/or imprisonment from 6 months to 6 years. For serious physical injuries, this shall be punishable by prison mayor or imprisonment from 6 years to 12 years. The flow in handling VAUSI cases. The victim reports incident to the PNP station. PNP interview the victim and witnesses and informs victim of her rights. The Philippine National Police assists the victim for medical attention and refers to the nearest available hospital. PNP then refers complaint to prosecutor for preliminary investigation. The prosecutor files a case in court and applies for temporary protection order. The victim then appeals case to the Department of Justice.
How about you? Would you dare to fight for justice and stand up against violence? Dare to fight, dare to know, because we have our rights.
Stop the violence against women and their children. We men must protect women.